A lot of manufacturing managers feel like their business is very dynamic. And by dynamic, I mean it's changing all the time. Now, I refer to this as volatility. And sometimes when someone says, well, my business is very dynamic, I kind of feel like sometimes it's used as a crutch and sometimes an excuse for things not working out right. The question we have to ask is how much of that change activity is attributable to the customer versus how we've decided to manage our own operation internally. And so I want to use this spring to explore that. The spring is more than just a metaphor. The mathematics that govern how the spring moves are the same as are used to model supply chains. So what we're looking at here is a series of orange markers. At the top we have customer order due dates. This would be the due dates for manufactured top-level assemblies. Then going down the bottom, further down, you'd have manufactured sub-assemblies, you'd have fabricated parts, and then at the bottom you'd have the purchase order due dates. And when the customer energizes the supply chain, you hope that it moves very sympathetically and you can absorb those changes. Now, if it becomes very sporadic and you have spikes and changes that are unexpected, then the supply chain is going to become a lot more chaotic. One thing that's happening, if you look at the bottom, is the procurement people are really getting animated here. And that's because they're the folks that are most affected by volatility. Let's forget about the customer for the time being. I did a video about customer-induced volatility and how it can affect your performance and what you can do to moderate it. So let's put that to the side for the time being, and let's focus just on what you can do internally. Now, if we consider the customer demand to be completely stable, I'll try and keep my hand still at the top, and I start managing the schedule in a certain way, you'll see that it can get chaotic. And how can it get chaotic? Well, you're actively managing the schedule. Now, actively managing the schedule sounds good, but it really isn't. And the way this normally happens is people go out to the shop floor and they look at the progress that manufacturing has made, and they will then update the schedule accordingly to make the schedule more accurate. But when you do that, what's happening is you're inadvertently creating a feedback loop. And your suppliers can't abide by it, but neither can your factory. It now has become a chaos machine, and you've induced a lot of schizophrenia in your control system. And a schizophrenic control system is no control system at all. What's going to happen in this sort of situation, your lead times are going to get longer. You're going to have more WIP inventory. You're going to not be able to deliver on time, and it's a lot of bad things. You'll have a lot of inefficiencies. You'll have overtime will be one of the first things that you'll notice. If you notice that this is happening, you have to start thinking about operating in a different way.